All of us have moments of emotional immaturity. All of us. Emotional immaturity isn't black and white. It's about degrees and specific behaviors and experiences. And I understand that being on the receiving end of an immature reaction is painful. But I'll guide you on understanding and dealing with these moments. Plus, I'll share with you practical tips from my own experience. And I'm going to wrap this up with a funny, vulnerable sharing of mine. So think of emotional immaturity as ever evolving. Someone might demonstrate a strong degree of emotional awareness at work, but struggle in personal relationships. We might experience emotional immature responses when we're stressed or fatigued, or when the unexpected life challenges happens, and it can trigger less than mature responses. We might blame or snap or lack empathy when our own lives are falling apart. And these moments, they don't define a person, but rather it shows our humanness. So what do you do if someone tends to lack a lot of emotional maturity, we'll say, and they are being harsh or hurtful? I experienced this with someone who struggles with both emotional maturity due to childhood trauma and a disbelief in therapy and personal growth, and is also going through a very challenging time with their health. So what do I do when this person extends harshness towards me? I disengage, but not in an FU way, but in a creating boundaries way. I left this person's home. I calmly said, well, it's time for me to leave. I didn't need to say any more because the message was clear. And the thing is that when I saw this person the next time, it was clear to me that they reflected a bit on their harshness. Now, if this is your spouse, it does get a little trickier. In our relationships, we might react immaturely when we are triggered. You know, when the past appears in the present. So meaning if you were criticized or bullied as a child and you experience something similar to this in the present, you might have a strong reaction.
Help you because I
Help
want to
me?
be
What
with
the what do I got? A sign on my back that says save me?
No.
Because it's really challenging sometimes to sort out the past from the present. We don't often even realize that we're being triggered, and we might find ourselves acting in ways that surprise us, or your partner might be acting in a way that surprises even them. But you can do the same as I did. You can disengage. You can say, I'm not comfortable with the direction that this conversation is going, so I'm going to go for a walk, or whatever you choose to do. But if you do it in an FU way, your partner will only focus on you being angry with them, meaning they're only going to focus on your reaction and your behavior. But if you do it in a calm way, it encourages them to reflect on their behavior. So by viewing emotional immaturity or maturity in degrees and focusing on moments rather than whether someone is or isn't emotionally mature, you can create more understanding and a more supportive environment for both yourself and others. Okay, so my vulnerable sharing. So I was working with this woman who didn't feel good about how she behaved in the car. She said she was yelling and cursing at people all the time, and she just didn't feel good about it. And she asked me for guidance on what she could do. And I said to her, well, I tend to think that people who are driving, crazy and cutting people off or speeding, while I don't like it and it's very scary, I tend to think that they are likely going through a very challenging time in their life. At least that's what I tell myself, because it helps me stay calm and it helps me to extend compassion in my thoughts. So she said that she really liked that and that she was going to try that. So her session was my last one of the night, and I leave my office not 10 minutes later, and I get in my car, and within seconds, someone cuts me off in the most scary way. I thought that they were going to hit me, and I find myself yelling, "You effer!" I didn't say effer, you know what I said. And I just had to laugh because there it was, a moment. We all have moments. By the way, I did tell this person that that happened because I wanted her to know that we are all human and we do the best we can. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you subscribe, I appreciate your support, and I hope that my content supports you in return.